So I'm going to stay up to make sure I meet up with them. That's going to keep me awake. Do a little jam. Oh, I'm getting notifications. All right, good. That's a good sign. Let's minimize this. Move this over. Oh, God. Okay. This should be ready to go, I think. Cool. It actually sounds like it's still kind of in tune. Almost. Let's see. But what are you doing? Cool. Okay, let me see if the stream is working. Do a little. I got notifications. That's new. All right. Oh, no. Open a window. Open a window. There we go. All right. Camera roulette. Let's see what we get. What's this? We'll start here. Why not? Hey, what's up, man? This is the first thing that came up, so let's warm it up. I don't know what that is. What's up, Hunter's Pal? What's arpeggios from hell? Is that like a soul? A lot of people jump in the stream and they think I know songs. I don't know shit. I just know music theory and I just hear stuff and I play with it. I make believe that I sound like what the people are playing, but I don't know anything. I mean, if you show me it, I hear it, I could probably play it. But I don't know it. Like, off the... Like, people ask me to play random colors all the time. If I know it, I'll play it, but I don't. Oh, Black Star's gonna be a Malmsteen, right? I don't know what it sounds like. And also, he tunes to E flat. So I'd have to change the tuning of the part I'd give up. Well, I could probably fake it. Too many times. No, I know this one too well. I like that one too much. Let's try something. Let's try epic, cinematic, yeah, crap. Let's try that. G minor. That sounds different. What's this one sound like? That's that epic. No, it's that epic. That doesn't feel like epic. Epic is epic. There was nothing epic about that. It was fucking blue balls. Come on. It would be nice if people that came in didn't ask me to play somebody else's fucking music, just like actually help me find some new jam tracks. And be like, hey, I got one that's cool, try this one. But no, it's like, play this song, play that song. I'm gonna go, meow, 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 meow. But like some other guitar player. Like, this is literally the whole... that's closer to epic, but I mean, there's nothing happening. Come on, give me something that's like... Okay, that's a little dramatic next. What's this one? They motherfuckers have a completely different version of what epic and cinematic is. Deep dramatic. I don't know. Battlefields. Okay, that sounds promising. Fuck is this bullshit? This is what I'm looking for. Something scary I haven't heard yet. Oh, something fucking scary. You know, with balls to it. Orchestral, let's try that. And we've gone over 100 tracks in the past month and a half, so there's very few left. Oh my god, this is the one that keeps coming up. I always say this one for later, I like this one, but we've already done it. God damn it. Oh, Jam Roulette comes up. Hey, I have on the other stream, someone's watching the fucking big stream. One person's watching. Alright, dramatic speed metal. That doesn't have a red line in it. Come on. I don't want to keep playing, you know, I obviously did 100 tracks already, so it's like not terrible if I replay some of them, but I want new shit. I mean, it's fucking YouTube. There's supposed to be 1 billion people on this fucking thing. Why is it always the same shit? Did I just hit another one? What happened here? Wait, this says we played this one already. But I'm confused. Speed metal and G sharp. Sorry. Okay, at least that was different, but it just keeps repeating the same two parts. It's annoying. Next. 200 BPM, okay. There we go. Yes, it has been a whiskey-free live today, but because you're here, I will have one shot. You know, because I was not going to drink at all because I have to train for the next 4 days. But I hurt, so I'm going to have one shot for you. You know? Just because it's actually just sitting right here, I just haven't poured a shot. Thank you for reminding me, sir. But I have a baby one. Just for honor's sake. Just for honor's sake. So, Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. That was a good idea. Give me a little stretch. Oh, that was good. Good idea. Like, what was he thinking? I'm gonna be training for 5 fucking days, letting people push me around, eating vegetables, scratching my nuts. I deserve a little shot. I deserve it. No. I don't know. Like, even listen. Here's the thing. Even like during the time I was playing professionally, like I didn't listen to music like that. And also because I was working in recording studios and even before that, I was like a little autistic. So as a kid, I can remember theories like baseball, for instance, or a sport. I know everything there is about how to throw a ball, how to catch a ball, or hit a ball. But if you ask me to name a player and what team they're on, or the name of a team, I'm like, don't know anything. Like bands that I've listened to my whole life, I can barely name one fucking song. So like I'm like the worst. But if I heard the song and I know the melody, I'll be able to play it. It's really weird. Like I have this weird thing. If I know a song, and you sing the first couple of seconds, I'll be able to hum the whole fucking thing. I used to do that with cartoons as a joke at the bars. Like, if you I have this fucking I have like Rain Man syndrome. Like, there's some like kind of thing in my brain that like clicks on certain things, and other things just tells me to go fuck myself. Everybody is a retarded genius in their own way. You have to figure out what it is that your thing is. And the problem is when you go to school, schools were engineered like forced labor camps. They're designed the same as prisons. And they're there to like make everyone like mediocre. So if you go to school and you judge your intelligence by like, can you repeat shit out of a book while sitting in a torture chair for 8 hours and being told when to sit and pee, then you're probably stupid. Because you never get to find out what your little nutty thing is. I just got back to playing guitar also. That's why I started doing this. I quit from 2012 to 2019. I didn't play guitar at all. And then I may have played like 1 or 2 gigs with somebody to help them out. I think I did like one somewhere between there. Because I closed the studio in 2012. So... And then I started playing again in 2019 when I moved down here right before COVID. And then we know how that went down. So, I broke a nail fucking tapping. Injuries. But now's a good time to get back into guitar, because 2 things are going to happen. Either we're going to be completely, oppressed by the AI, or the people are going to rise and be like, hey, we want to actually hear like humans play music again. Like without quantizing, without bullshit. Like, can you just play? Like, wow. Like that's like the ancient technology. Like the guy just like plays guitar with like no metronome and no quantizing and no fake anything. Like, wow. Play A minor metal? Okay. Let's find some A minor metal. Now, on my guitar, I'm tuned down to D. So A minor for me is going to look like B minor. But I'll play A. Now, do you want me to play A minor, or do you want to see me play A minor on my guitar? Because you're a guitar player. Do you want to see me play in the A minor shape, or do you want me to play over A minor? Because I'm tuned to D. We'll do both. Okay. What style? A- Okay. So what style? In the jam roulette. What genre here? It's literally anything I can find on YouTube. It's jam roulette. You pick a style, you pick the key, and we find the track, and we pray it doesn't sound like shit. That's the game. I mean, obviously I prefer metal, but I'll make everything metal. Soft rock, night groove, exciting rock ballad, blissful deep guitar ballad, pop metal, A minor, pop metal. Let's find out. I don't know what pop metal sounds like. We'll see. Why did it say rock? I said pop metal. There should be no rock here. Okay, let's see. Heavy metal track, epic melodic track. I don't think there's anything that was pop metal. Oh, rock pop. Let's try that. That's in B minor though. That doesn't count. That doesn't count because it's in B. Alright, let's just take a listen to whatever we got here. Sounds kind of poppy. I almost played the motion for a second. fuck that. I'm not a rapper. So I picked guitar. It's similar. Like, improvising lyrics is very similar to this. But it's the same language, the same wording, same vocabulary. Like, trying to improvise lyrics, to me, is like trying to like sing in Chinese over someone rapping in English. How much can I goes? I can goes all the ways. And he wants A minor. Pick another Kate. Give me another Kate. Something random. Let's do another one. 80s glam rock. Oh, spandex optional. Wait a second. We gotta see what G, okay. As soon as I see what the spandex shit, that's what I see because what does spandex optional mean? It says, I don't own any spandex. Literally the title of this is 80s glam rock guitar track A minor spandex optional. I gotta hear what it sounded like. Okay, he wants G. G. G as in OG Unk. Spicy 80s, that look probably shitty. Intrepid, that's probably shitty. Let's try this one. Melodic heavy metal. Nintendo. Tell you a bedtime story. You got all the things, bro. Is this a Power Rangers theme song? Oh god, I thought that was a fucking Power Rangers theme song. Oh my god, that was fun. Okay, I'm glad you liked it. Jam Roulette. I'm probably not gonna be on for at least 5 days, depending on how these classes go. So, I'm wondering what's going on with these people's flights. Oh my god, they're not leaving until 11:30? Jesus Christ. So I guess I'm going to hang out for a while. They're supposed to be here already. So I guess I'm just going to be making noise for a little longer. Shit. I have to stay awake because... Oh god, somebody's coming to stay with me. Everybody else has a hotel room. I have to stay up to open the damn door. What's Cosmic Solo? I don't know what that is. I want to say hi, Appa? Come up. Okay, come here. Come say hi. Appa says he has to say hi. Hi, I'm Appa. I'm the king of the show. I'm fat and I'm fluffy and I get fed like 5 times a day because if I don't, Daddy will get bit and yelled at. Yes, up. Everybody said hi to you. I don't know what Cosmic Solo is, but I guess we're gonna have to keep going because I'm gonna fall asleep if I don't stay up playing guitar. So let's keep going. Let me go to the tea. Hold on. Oh God, that hurts. Alright, I guess we're parking and getting ready to go for what's the most beautiful solo ever? Oh. It's probably a Corey Feldman solo. He's making me fucking check out. This fucking guy. Okay, let's find something else to play here. What do we got? We did G. Pick another one. This way people know I'm not cheating. I'm just fucking picking random shit. E minor? I think we did a lot of that already. That's easy though. Let's go for it. Majestic? Oh no. That's gotta be shitty. Hard rock. Progressives. Dark streets. Hard rock. It sounds cheesy as fuck. Let's see what that is. Guns N' Roses hood. D minor will be next. Alright, man, have a good night, bro. I'm gonna do some D minor because that's what he asked for last. He already played the D, so. But why are you crying? D minor. Let's see, what do we got? We haven't played yet. Appa, please. I'm in the middle of trying to do something. Let me check on him while this starts. I'll be right back. What do you need? Are you okay? What's up? What do you need? I'm just autistic. I started playing '96, and then I just read a whole bunch of books and practiced my ass off. Got into a college in '97, '99, and then from '99 to 2012, I was playing like professionally on and off. But I played with a band for 13 years straight, so I was always playing, and then I quit. And I didn't play from 2012 to 2019. And then from 2019 till now, I've been doing little solo things, trying to get back into it. But every time I try to start, the fucking apocalypse happens. So, but most of what I got was in the first 3 years. Because what I did was I looked at music like I did karate. Because that's what happened. Like, I didn't have like no family, nothing like that. My karate teacher like kind of raised me. I was kind of an orphan. And my friends died in the car chase, and we were in this shitty little band. I didn't know how to play 3 songs. And the drummer's like, "You want to go to college for music with me?" I'm like, "I don't know how to fucking, I can't even read music." He's like, "Well, you get 8 months. Why don't you fucking try? What's supposed to happen?" My karate teacher's like, "If you can train with me, you can do anything." So I was like, well, if I just treat guitar like working out, and figure it out. And I went to school, I didn't understand anything anyone was talking about. So then I just said, okay, this is all fucking Chinese to me. Let me just sit here and figure out why everything works. And I just came up with a system, and I've been playing the same way since then. Basically, it was like, when I understood what functional harmony was, I'm like, okay, this is making it way too fucking complicated. Basically there's 7 notes. One of the fucking notes you can take out because it only does one thing. So now you have 6 notes. And you break that apart, you really only have 2 chords in a fucking key. Like, if you really think about it, you only have... And then you have... Because if you look at it, you have 1, 3, 5, and 7. Then what is you left with? It's basically everything. So everything's a flip on those 2 chords. If you can figure out what each one sounds like, it's not really that difficult. Like, doing it fast is hard. Like, you're trying to hear it and match it fast, but like once you really understand what the notes do, and forget the naming and the fancy fucking theory bullshit. Like this is like the home, and this is like the period of the sentence. Like this is like a question. This is like an adjective. So you have like descriptors. And then you have like a verb. That's basically it. So you get you know how it sounds and what it feels like. What I mean, because like when you hit like a root chord, you feel like it's a period of the sentence or your home. And you hit a 5, or it's like, oh, they're starting to board. All right. But does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, instead of like getting all wrapped, I mean, yes, you have to learn scales and you have to learn theory, but when you look at how it's explained with the jargon, the fancy words, Mixolydian, yeah, it's good to memorize all that so you know what it looks like. It doesn't help you fucking play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have to play like something like Phrygian, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, it's great, I know what the pattern looks like. But if you don't know why it feels like that, oh, it's because this one over here makes this feel fucking weird compared to home. And then once you get that understanding, oh. And then you, after a while just playing, you recognize that, like, the feeling of the word. Yeah, does that make sense? I guess you'd say the color of it, but I'd rather look at it more like grammar. And that's why people, like, I improvise, people think, like, I know so many songs, because, like, I just have good grammar, I guess. Like, I speak complete sentences. Because most people don't pick up a scale, and they're just, like, speaking gibberish. Like, it's like a... And actually, it's just like getting drunk and just, like, fucking speaking, like, gibberish. It's like jazz music. It's fucking gibberish. Yeah, it's fancy gibberish. You know what I mean? Fucking, I can't fucking stand some of that. Cause like this is one. I don't want to diss the guy, But he's like, young guy, a little younger than me. You know what I mean? He looks my age. I don't know. Whatever. But he has like an instructional channel. And he's really good teacher, knows his theory. But when he solos, it just sounds like... it sounds like a bad AI fucking... it's just like... like, what the fuck is this, man? Alright. What else? What else is there? There's something else. What's this? Did we do this already? All these power metal tracks are the same. Way too predictable. Next. Let me answer this because they're on the plane. yeah, someone wrote, I didn't see it. Thank you, Nex. You're in the other channel, I didn't see you, sorry. I didn't see your chat, bro. I'm so sorry. I don't know if next AS is still in the other, because I'm streaming both the big one and the. There's two streams going on. And if you're in the full screen version, there's a link in the description to bring you to the vertical chat, because I don't always see the other chat. Because I'm just slow and I just can't look at everything. So I'm sorry, but thank you. Remember this. I feel like I'm cheating because I've heard this one like 3 times already. This is where it gets repetitive, then it's like I feel like I'm cheating. No. I never heard what the fuck this is. No, I like it already, it's on street. Oh, in D minor at least, they want to play. Well, no, it's actually C, but for me, it's midnight. Listen. Monkey! glad Nexus likes it. No, actually, he's asking in the other stream if I found the way to combine music and martial arts. That's exactly what I was talking about. The reason I can play guitar is because of karate. Like, it's literally a system that I developed like in 1996 to 1999. And then I kind of like finished it by 2002. And it's literally kung fu guitar. It's literally what it is. You know? It sounds weird, but that's how I do it. Improvising is just like free sparring. You know, like you have to know like your basic blocks and your basic punches, and then you see people throwing kicks and punches and shit at you, and you get used to it, and you know how to defend. You know, no can defense. Crane kick. If you go to the other stream, I'll answer you faster. It's in the description. If you're on a phone, there's a vertical view that I'm streaming also. So if you're on the phone, it'll look like that. So you'll have two views. But if you're at home on a TV, stay where you are, because it'll look better there. Okay. I hope this mic isn't picking up this echo from this thing. Oh God. But yeah, it's funny because I actually played professionally from like '97 till 2012, and I worked as an engineer in a recording studio for like 10 years. So I told the kung fu people who I was, but all like the trolls on the internet didn't want to listen. Everything's fake. He's a liar. Like every time I would tell these fucking like kung fu trolls like my history, they're like, you know, because they're on the internet. They're like, fake pussy. Everything you're a narcissist. You're a liar. You didn't do that. It's like fucking a bunch of Steve Urkels. Did you do that? Can you do that? Can you do that? That's how it feels. God. It's, you know, it's like, especially since like the COVID. After the COVID, all the fucking rejects came online and became influencers and shit. And it's like, fucking tribe of fucking fake paper tiger fucking delinquents. Even the music world's the same shit. You know, all these fucking people with fake guitar. You know, like they literally like fake their videos. It's like, it's so fucking stupid. The whole fucking world is full of shit. I'm so fucking done with it. But you agree with me, right? Everyone's a fucking bunch of paper tigers. They're not even pussycat with claws. Right? What do you think about that, Appa? Okay, that's what I thought. I thought you'd agree with me because I feed you, and you better agree with me. You're gonna make me look bad. Thank you. Tomorrow is the first training retreat. Sifu Shirley is bringing down 2 of her students. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. I try to be my personal best, which is pretty shit right now. But tomorrow through Sunday, we're doing the first Tai Chi United training camp. So she's bringing 2 of the boys to come down and beat me up. So they can get beat up for 3 days. It's gonna be fun. But there should be some fucking video footage. And everyone's gonna say it's fake. They're all gonna say it's fake. That's not Tai Chi. That's not Tai Chi. You can't do that. That's not real Tai Chi. You have to go. It's not real Tai Chi. You can't be cool and do Tai Chi. Tai Chi not martial art. That's what I'm gonna get. That's what I'm gonna get. Somebody came in and literally said to me, "Nice MIDI guitar." Like they literally thought I was playing a fake guitar. So I stopped and like, okay, is it better if I do? Is this felt fake? Is that fake now too? Like I had to actually fucking play like retarded for them to like believe I wasn't playing a fake instrument. That's how bad the world is right now. I can't. Everyone's full retard. Alright, what else do we got here? Is there anything else cool? What's this? Oh, that's cool. So you're a human being, unlike the rest of these fucking rejects. You should come into the other chat, by the way. If you go into the description, there's a link, and it'll put you in the other stream. Because that way I don't have to look at the 2 different fucking chat boxes. I only have that chat box to see the stragglers come in. And also, the other people watching will know what the fuck you're talking about, because they'll hear me have a conversation with you, and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? Jesus Christ. I don't even know what that is, bro. I don't even know what the just asked me to play. I don't even know what that means. Oh, we're in 80s mode. Okay. Oh, let me stretch out a little bit. Ugh. Yes, Alpa, I know. Play a little longer because I have to stay awake, bro. I know. You just want me to hang out with you because you're a little brat. I know. I know. Meow, Daddy, why? It's either he wants me to keep playing or he wants me to get up and feed him. It's only two things he meows about, right? Oh, God. Do you want me to do another one, Alpa? Should I keep playing? Okay, I'll keep playing. Okay, I know. But if I stop for a second, you get mad at me. I know. But my hands are gonna fall off. Can I get like 30 seconds? Do you mind? 30-second break? Jeez. Okay. Oh my god. Well, Nexus seems to like it. He seems to be enjoying himself. Oh. Okay. We'll keep going for a little while longer. These motherfuckers ain't landing till like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I have to stay awake. And I don't want to stay awake. I want to go to sleep. Oh. Oh my god. I know, Oppie, you're mad at me. I ain't playing it. Sometimes I overdo it. Like the shit that I play when I'm jamming like this, I would never play if someone was paying me because it's just retarded. You know what I mean? But it's fun.
Jam tracks for kings.
Look at this. Repeats is so fucking long here. I can't do it. I just don't hear it anymore. It repeats so many times I want to fucking punch it. The fuck is this? What do I even do with this? The Japanese anime. It makes something fun. playing like in some like shitty Japanese animation. Oh, speaking of Japanesey. Oh, we did this one 1,000 times. I almost know it already. I don't want 5 more repeats of this. What is this? Oh my god. This is like the montage where like, you know, like the 80s montage where the guy starts crying for his girlfriend. felt so 80s there. That made me feel like such an 80s fucking, like one of those bad like 80s like kung fu movies. Again? I can't do that for fucking minutes. Immortal. Okay, Immortal I know. I can't play because of the band name. But at least you fucking picked the band I would actually want to play. About 3 hours? About 3 hours, I think. It's either 2 hours and 23 minutes or 3 hours and 23 minutes. Probably 2.5 hours. I was gonna stop. Thank you, Next. He's in the other stream. I'm talking to two different fucking people here. I was only supposed to play for like an hour, but I have a training camp. People are flying in to train. So tomorrow through Sunday, and their flight got delayed. So I have to stay awake. Says, thank you, sir. But I have to stay awake. So I figured, okay, I'll just fucking stream a little bit and make noise. But I pulled off some fucking epic shit today. You know, some blue and a blacka. What do I do for a living? I teach martial arts. I'm a trainer. I teach people how to stay healthy and how to break people in half. That's what I've always done. That's what I try to explain to people. You know, they don't believe me, the internet trolls. But I've been teaching martial arts since 1995. And then I became a fitness trainer on the side of that. But then I also was working in a recording studio and like doing like sound and then computer tech shit. And I had a whole bunch of different jobs. But most of my life has been training people and playing music and everything else is the extras. What the fuck do you want, Appa? Oh, God. You know, let me go check on him. Let's play one of my... let's play one of my things. Yeah, I'll play that. What do you need, Appa? Come on. He's always complaining. So here's a question. Okay, hold on a second. I started working out 2 days ago. Only did arms and shoulders, but now I feel like this tugging. A tugging feeling on your elbow crease. Here? Well, stop doing bicep curls for a while. You probably have a freaking small tear or tendonitis. That's probably not good. So, what I would do, I would tell people foam rolling. People always work out and don't do any rehab. So, compress it, massage the fucking thing, and don't do the fucking curls. Now, you're probably doing the curls wrong, and you're putting too much stress on the end of the fucking bicep here. So, you know, like right here. So that's where the bicep tendon is connecting to your shit. So it's probably the angle that you were doing the bicep curls, you know, or you just did it wrong and you did too many of them, so it's pissed off. So the thing you have to do is, you know, rest and do something else. Also, make sure that your triceps are strong enough to counteract that force. A lot of people they'll only work one side. But I would suggest not doing bicep curls for a while. And I always tell people, if you don't work out for a while, even if you work out, you should be doing calisthenics first. So like, and this is like a big mistake people make, and bodybuilders too, because this is why they wind up getting a lot more injuries. You gotta do calisthenics. You need to do push-ups, dips, all the body weight stuff first. Because the way that your body, the proprioception, and like the way your nerves trigger, when you're doing a body weight exercise on the floor, and you're balancing yourself in a natural way, it fixes things and it gives you a base and it gives you like real functional strength. Then when you feel like you're in shape, then start using weights, you know? What? What are you talking about? That's insane. That's so stupid. Did you ever go to my community tab and see when I used to be like superhero jacked? I was like fucking huge. No. All the fucking strongest dudes in like history all did calisthenics, and it's nonsense. Permanently skinny. No, you can actually get really big doing calisthenics if you're eating enough. It's nothing to do with that. And you guys see guys come out of jail, they're mostly doing calisthenics. The thing is that they'll do like push-ups like this to constantly keep them on attention. You know, they do things a little different. But no, calisthenics just means body weight exercise. So whoever told you that's a fucking idiot, and you should smack them. Take care, Nexus. I'm going to be getting out of here soon also. How's it going, Augustine? What's up, buddy? That's so fucking stupid. No. That's so dumb. No. It's the exact opposite. Like, body weight exercise is going to like give you proper functional tendon strength and close kinetic chain. If you don't do that and you don't work out and you go to like bodybuilding fucking like separate workouts, you're gonna fuck yourself up. Don't listen to anybody. Make sure that your calisthenics are good, that you can do all the basics like push-ups, dips, pull-ups, and you feel like good doing it and you have good form. If you can do that well, when you go and do like bodybuilding shit, you won't hurt yourself as much. That's all. Chacarera de Tutero? I don't even know what that is. Is that going to get me banned? I don't know what the fuck that is. Well, I mean, I used to train the trainers for national certifications. I was like the top trainer in the fucking country. One of the top trainers, like the top 100 trainers. Like in this big stupid ass company. So I should know something. Is that going to get me a copyright strike? I don't think so, Augustine. It'll probably get me a copyright strike. You're trying to get me in trouble. That's what you're trying to do. Augustine's trying to get me banned. This motherfucker's gonna get me banned. I already did that for like 20 minutes. But I'll do it for you. What is this shit?
Afungando Quiero tuitear el apagón.
No, I'm not playing that. Here, you want tapping technique? Yeah, I don't know that Chicarera thing, bro. Sorry to tell you. It sounds cool, but I'm not pulling it off. Oh, God. Unk is getting tired. You're welcome. I mean, I just don't want to get in trouble, to be honest with you. Like, stuff like this can get me in trouble because it's an actual band. And if I play, like, people's real music, I get in trouble. And that's the problem. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be playing fucking... Alright, what time is it? Oh, God. Okay, I gotta go in a couple of minutes because I gotta... Let's try this one. Make sure I'm not fucking playing too loud. I don't want to get in trouble. It's getting really late. Anthrax was okay. They had a couple of good songs, but it was never heavy enough for me. Like, I was like, I needed to be impressed. Like when the time when like Anthrax is like, I like Metallica more. Like what was it? Master of Puppets. That album was fucking good at that time. Anthrax was cool. You know what was a cool band? Green Jello. Do you guys know Green Jello? I don't know why this popped in my head. Not my thing. You know, they're a good band, but I'm into like fucking twisted stuff, guys. Like, you know. And I like, you know, Dree? I don't know what Dree means. In my roster, like the songs that I've written, are the most fucked up songs I've ever written. Depends what you think fucked up is. is like 20 years old. This is my fucking side project. So what would happen would be like, we would have like go on stage like 3-4 hours. So this is like my band. 2 of the members would leave and we just keep playing. This is one of my side projects now. This is like 24 years old, 30, I don't know, 20 years old maybe. And then there's this one. This is what the fuck is this? This was all done live, one take, everything. And I got to play Steve Vai's guitar on the solo. This is probably the most fucked up song I have in the roster. Like when you hear it through, you understand why. It's just like it's like the kitchen. The whole point was to throw the kitchen sink at people and just play everything live. no second take. I went and played the drums. I went and played the guitar part. I went and played the orchestra part. I started screaming. And my old bass player played the rhythm guitar part. That was it. It was recorded on Christmas Eve at Sound Factory Studios. Yeah. This is the Batman part. This is called the Batman part. There's actually a drum playthrough. I played drum. You can watch me play drum numbers on the channel. It's like 8 key changes and like fucking. It's like last piece at 270. But this guitar solo was actually Steve Vai's guitar. This is actual guitar. stuff is a lot nicer than that. You know, like my solo stuff. Oh my god. Many. I mean, I fucking went to the other side 3 times. But I've seen so much death in my life. Stabbings, shootings, fucking car crashes. And then I was managing medical school for 2 years, and my office was next to gross anatomy. So my first day at work, they take me home, the whole fucking school, the fucking hospital, and then we go down to the catacombs, and walk in, and we see this, it's like the first base level, and I see a fucking line of cadavers at the end of the door, and then we walk, but what's this? He goes, that's your office. So my office, they would line up the cadavers, and then the freezer was there, and the gross anatomy lab was over there. So I was just around dead bodies all the time. I'm hoping I'm fine. I mean, fucking almost 5 decades. I guess also because of my spiritual practice, how I look at the world, death is not the problem. It's how you live is the problem. Living an honorable life and an honorable death is more important. People are like, oh, you're gonna die. Surprisingly, because I worked a crazy job, living in the ghetto, I did security, I had people I was working with fucking get stabbed and holding their guts in place. In that kind of scene, I'm fucking fine. You know what bothers me? Normal life. That bothers me. Having to deal with normal people, these fucking weird liberal people, and the fucking, I can't. That bothers me. You put me in put me in the shit, and I'm I saw, fucking, I grunt it out, no problem. But if I have to go to a mall and talk to normal people, that shit I can't do it. Yeah, right. What part of Europe? Europe is fucked. Where I live now is great. You live in the South, when you're not in the cities, it's awesome. Everyone's respectful, everyone's chill. But I can't do the cities anymore. That actually gives me anxiety. Thinking about going back to fucking the cities for any reason, I'm so that's another thing. What part of America do you think? Because Europeans don't recognize, they don't really understand America. They don't realize that America is 50 separate countries, like the EU, and America is so fucking big it swallows Europe. So when you say America and doing better, what do you mean? Because you might be getting the news from the corporate city slave places, but when you're not there, it's a completely different place. It's the same as Europe, pretty much. I mean, but better, because we have guns and we have fucking cool stuff. I mean, there are problems though. I mean, the healthcare and shit, is kind of shit here. The food is shit here, but there are perks to living in America. That's why everybody still wants to come here, and they're fighting to fucking cross the border. Murder, drugs, and gang stuff. All right. Well, what part of Europe do you live in? Because here, with all that bad stuff happens in the blue, communist fucking cities. New York City, fucking Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago, the cities, but that's the same as Europe. Look at Sweden right now. You have no-go zones. You have fucking London's a fucking shithole. Germany's fucked. They're trying to dump fucking migrants across the fucking Polish border, and Poland's fucking rising up to keep them out. Europe's fucked. Europe is fallen. You know? Paris is a fucking shithole. Like, what part of Europe are we talking about? The only place that's left in Europe is where? Like, Finland? Like, where's cool in Europe to go? Like, seriously, I mean, I'm being honest. Like, what part of Europe are you talking about? Because from what I know, Europe is fucked. Like, if you don't go to like the liberal cocksucker like corporate demon cities, America's great. Yeah, see, that's the nice places. It's what I mean, but like, so if you live in Germany, Germany is like the size of like a small state. Like, so we have 50. You can fit like 70 Germanys in America. You know what I mean? Like, America's big. Like, probably more. Let's just take Florida. To get from the north part of Florida to the south part of Florida, driving straight can take you almost 24 hours. Okay? To get from New York to Florida takes about 20-something hours driving nonstop. You know what I mean? And then to drive across Florida south takes like 20 hours. How long does it take to drive across Germany? Like 6 hours? Like, people don't realize how big America really is. It's fucking really big. You know? And places like Montana, like those kind of places, like when you have like the conservative, like, you know, like hee-haw fucking cowboy people, it's always nice. The Christian, like, places are always nice. It's the fucking, like, the weird communist, socialist, fucking corporate prison state cities. That's where it's fucked. And you have, like, a little section like that in every area pretty much. And they just, like, they're parasites on the rest of the land, you know? Because, like, these corporate cities don't produce anything, you know? And the people there are fucking brainwashed prison fucking debt slaves. So when you look at America from that lens, yeah, America's fucked up. Like, California, for instance, it's fucked up because you have these weird fucking, you know, globalist assholes that are trying to make fucking America like the bad fucking parts of the EU. Avoid, that's the thing, like, even like California is pretty fucked, because if you're just visiting, there's no state to avoid. It's the cities. So whenever there's like a corporate city, like New York City, fucking Los Angeles, Charlotte, Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago, maybe like, you know, any place that's like a big city that like people like say, oh, the big cities, stay the fuck away from those. But if you go to like anywhere else in those states, they're usually nice. Even like the bad states have nice parts. You know what I mean? But am I pro-Trump? Yeah, I'm pro-Trump. You know what I mean? Though I don't vote, but I mean, there's things I don't like about the guy. There's things I like about the guy. He's a New Yorker. He's a big fucking mouth like me. There's things I don't agree with. There's things I agree with. You know, just like everything else. But compared to every other politician, like, what are we talking about? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? You know what I mean? I think that his arrogance, you know, and his business sense makes him like a victim because he doesn't understand how things really work. Grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit with your right hand. What the fuck is a Lamar Jackson edit? I don't even know what the fuck that means. He's against people of my kind? What are you talking about? What do you mean my kind? Let me tell you a little story about Trump, right? Because first of all, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean my kind? Oh, like color? That's not true. First of all, do your research, because before, Trump was a Democrat, right? And he went up to fucking, for whatever reason he decided to become president, he switched parties to run against Hillary Clinton. That's when everybody turned on him. Before then, he was fucking in pictures with every fucking black leader. They used to kiss his ass because he used to give them money. Oprah loved him, sucked his dick. All the black people used to love Trump. Okay? Now, all the black people love Trump again. Okay? Like, honestly, like, it wasn't for all the black people that voted for Trump, he wouldn't have got elected again. And, you know, I can tell you a personal story because my mother was a fucking concrete mason. And he gave her a job. He made her the first foreman, the first female concrete mason foreman chick. Okay? So if he's so racist and sexist, why did he give my Puerto Rican mother a job as a foreman? So I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know? That's fucking bullshit, man. If you believe everything you see on TV, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of shit I don't agree with Trump what he's doing. Like, I don't agree with supporting fucking any other country other than ours. Fuck Israel, fuck Ukraine, fuck all these people. You know what I mean? This guy just brokered a deal in Africa to stop a fucking war. He's getting a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping the fucking war in Africa. He's like, what are we talking about? You know, somehow they've this whole illegal immigration thing. 20 million people cross the border illegally. Okay? I don't give a fuck what side of the fence, if you're a fucking Democrat, Republican, whatever the fuck you are. 20 million fucking people who just decided to hop over our border. 20 million people. They don't belong here. Okay? Like, the reason why we don't get all the extra health care and all the extra shit is because there's so many people who get free shit off of the people who are actually citizens. That's not racist. That's fucking, what are you, stupid? If I go to your country and I sneak in, what are they going to do? They'll fucking kick me out. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? That's the thing, you know, and like, you gotta understand, like, the television is controlled, you know, it's controlled, everything's controlled, you know what I mean, and they're trying to fucking push an agenda. If the television tells you not to like somebody, that's who you should probably like, okay, because they're not our friends. The fucking corporate people, the governments, the fucking TV, they're not our fucking friends, okay? They don't give a fuck about us. And if they're telling you on TV that you shouldn't like somebody, you should probably fucking worry about that. Dude, the dude fucking got like the Rosa Parks Award. Fucking, like, Trump's racist. That's just like so fucking stupid. Like, if you do any research, you're gonna see how stupid it is. Germany has the same problem we have. You have fucking migrant gangs raping your women. Okay? And you're not allowed to talk about it because you'll go to jail. Okay? That to me is a fucking problem. Is it racist to say that a certain population of people invaded your country and they're causing fucking massive crime, that women aren't even allowed to walk in the fucking street? Am I wrong? Isn't there in Germany all these fucking, like, you know, laws, not laws, but like these announcements from the police that women shouldn't be outside at night because they're gonna get fucking attacked and they can't do anything about it? Yeah, it's not just Mexicans. That's the thing. It's not just Mexicans. You have people that were like this fucking like crazy human trafficking thing from all these countries, from China, from fucking Afghanistan, from Iran, from everywhere, that were funneling through South America to go when they fucking knew that Biden was opening the fucking shit. They were fucking sending millions of people. Like, fucking kids are disappearing. It's fucked up. And then on top of it, these fucking Democrat assholes, like, talking about my people. What do you think happens when someone comes to the country legally and they're looking for work? What do you think's gonna happen to them? These fucking assholes are gonna, we'll give you a job, and then they'll fucking give them a fucking job and not pay them and say, well, you know what? If you report me, I'm gonna fucking call immigration on you. So and then the people who are working, they're working for fucking a quarter of what everybody else will make. And you know what the Democrats say? Who's gonna pick your fucking vegetables? Who's gonna do your blah 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 blah? So basically, Democrats are fucking saying that my people and like Hispanic people all over the world should be fucking slaves to them. That's what they're fucking saying. Fuck that. Fuck them. Okay? And then, you know, so that's my point. And see, that's what I mean. That's how the fucking brainwashing gets you. You have people from another country who are like low class, undereducated, with a different culture that doesn't have the same values of you. You know what I mean? And you gotta understand, like, they're not assimilating. Like, when people come to this country, you're supposed to become American and take the same values, like, you know, the Constitution, freedom of speech, all this shit. And they come in and say, no, we're gonna come in and invade your shit and make you like us. Or we're just gonna fucking fuck shit up. What is that? Well, they are. I mean, you don't watch the news. Or maybe you're not being able to get the news over there. No, they just arrested like a whole bunch of fucking like major kingpins like this week. That's the thing, you know. the government was taken over, was infiltrated by these fucking assholes who are trying to take over the world. It gets very complicated, it's very deep, and people that don't pay attention to politics don't know what's going on. But it's not that simple. Like, the cartels are no fucking joke, and, you know, the cartels in the Mexican government, they're like, they have deals, and everything's corrupt as fuck. You see what's going on in fucking Mexico. They're like, the same shit that they're doing here, where people are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. The Mexicans in Mexico are rioting because Guatemalans and other people and fucking, they're saying it's just like the gringos. No. They've been fucking rioting from the invasion, they call it, of all the other countries trying to come into Mexico. Okay? What is so bad about saying you don't like something? This whole idea that you can't be racist it's not racist when you're saying, I don't like somebody's culture, I don't want to live like them. What's wrong with that? Like, if I went to fucking some Muslim country and I say I'm a Buddhist and I don't want to be Muslim, they're not going to let me do that. And if I'm like a Christian, they'll fucking cut my head off. So why is it that I can't go to their country and live how I want to live, but they can come to my country and tell me how to live? Fuck, wouldn't it become a bunch of fucking pussies? What is this shit? Now, so that's like, you know, that's a difference. Like, you know, when people say racist, like, that's like saying, I'm going to treat you bad because you're a different race. That's not saying, like, for instance, like, right now there's something trending called black fatigue, okay, all over TikTok, where you have, like, American blacks, and you have, like, you know, educated and fucking working class black people, like religious black people, people just want to be fucking normal, and then you have fucking hood, where I grew up, and it's a culture, and we gotta be fucking honest, there's a culture of, like, in the black community that's fucked up. Now, is it racist for making an observation that your culture's fucking trash, and there's people in your own culture who look at you like you're a fucking psycho? It's an observation. Now, if I was gonna treat all black people like shit because they're black, that's racist. Saying that, yo, your shit's fucked up, bro, clean your shit up. That's not racist. That's just saying you're fucking trash. You're a piece of shit. Well, I mean, you can't hate something you're not afraid of. Okay? So you gotta understand something, like, you know, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. What is it about them that makes you afraid? So I don't hate black people, I just like the culture. I don't want to be around the cities, I don't want to be around anything they do. Like, you know, when black people are integrated, they're fine. When they're in a group, isolated, everywhere in the fucking world, there's always a problem. And we have to accept that's a fucking thing. Muslim people, you have, like, different sects, and you have people who are, like, just trying to, like, live their life, and they do their prayers, and they live normal, and they integrate with people, and they're fine. Then you have other Muslims that are fucking psychopaths. And you have to be honest about that. It's like, it is what it is. You know? You have, like... Well, that's the problem. Like, pattern recognition is not so common anymore. Like, I have autistic pattern recognition. Like obviously, you know what I mean? So, like, I see things that nobody fucking sees. And like, I just walk around like, how do you guys not see any of this shit? But, like, this is just statistics. Like, look at fucking Sweden. Like, I called that shit 15 years ago. I was like, you're crazy, blah, 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 blah. I said, watch. I said, in 5 fucking years, you're going to have all kinds of fucking violence. Next thing you know, there's no-go zones, Sharia law, people fucking grenading each other. Fucking Germany's a fucking shithole. France is fucked. The UK is, like, London is fucking a shithole. You know what I mean? But that's what the globalists wanted to do. They wanted to depopulate and fucking destabilize. And, like, you know, we're on this precipice of fucking stupidity. If you want to see some crazy shit, you go to my channel. There's a playlist called War Angels, where I predicted the war and all this stuff happening 2 years ago. And you're going to see some shit. You're going to see some ninja fucking psychic magic stuff and some fucking like autistic pattern recognition. You know? Which is why I got in so much trouble and they keep fucking shadow banning me. Because I know too much. I'm too fucking smart for my own goddamn good. Brazil's also, I have a lot of friends from Brazil. Even Brazil, though, you have normal fucking people, then you have fucking trash psychopaths. This is fucking how it is in the world. Every fucking place you go, you have, like, the normal people, then you have the trash. You know what I mean? Like, every place there is. Like, you know, there's fucking gorgeous, and then there's some fucking retards that fuck it all up. Yes, it's that bad. It's so bad that black people are calling it black fatigue themselves. If you go on TikTok and look up black fatigue, the problem with the black culture, like the mainstream culture, not saying black people because it's just like, really nice fucking educated fucking clean, normal people, but then you have like this ratchet ghetto culture, and it's bad, and the public schools push it because they don't want them to elevate. So they push the schools on purpose. They make them dependent on the system on purpose. It was engineered that way. Something called technocracy. And these class systems were engineered through social engineering, right? It was programmed like this on purpose. All the music, everything, it's all designed to make this happen. It's not like random. All this shit has been done by design. But like, if you literally go look up black fatigue on TikTok, and you'll see what I mean. It's bad. It's bad. And I grew up in it, and it's not something new. I'm telling you, from like living in New York City, like everybody, because New York is the racist place on the fucking planet. Growing up in New York City in the 80s and 90s, there was nothing more racist. Like, and it was so racist that we used to joke, and it was like normal to like fucking this racial slurs was like, it's how we joked at each other. It was just you crossed in New York City. If you crossed the street, you were in a different country. Okay, it was just like in there's gangs everywhere, and if you crossed the street, the Italians versus the fucking other guy. It was like everywhere. It was the most racially divided, crazy fucking shithole you ever live in. And each race had their ghetto segment and their working class segment and like their, aristocratic kind of peoples, But wherever the blacks were was always the worst. It had nothing to do with white people. It's just as a community, they don't take care of their own shit. Like the Italian neighborhoods, we used to make fun of them because we would say the only difference between black guys and Italian guys is that one holds their dick with the left hand, one holds their dick with the right hand. If you look in the 80s, they always go, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? And they one walk like this, one walk like this. It was like, it's cultural, meaning culture is the cult you are. And a culture is something made in a lab dish. Life imitates art. You understand? People think, art imitates life. No, life imitates art. So if you look at the art and the lack thereof, that's the first step. Then you look at what's being passed on generationally. Doesn't matter where you go in the world. Culturally, wherever only black people live, it's a fucking wasteland. Like, and there was a black professor, and I'm saying this as an observation, like, you know what I mean? I saw recently, the black professor was talking, a from Africa. He was explaining how when the British came in, they made like the aqueducts for the water and all this stuff. They built all this stuff brand new. And he's saying, why is it that in African countries, everything that was given to them and built nice is all destroyed and fucking run down, but in the European countries, they have things for 2,000 years. And what he said was, in those cultures' language, they don't have a word for maintenance. They only have a word for repair. So they literally don't know how to maintain things. If you go and you see like smoke alarms, bro, they call it the African ceiling bird. This is all TikTok stuff. I'm just repeating what I see on TikTok. But and there's actually scientific studies that American black people don't hear the beep from the smoke alarm when the battery isn't changed. And you will see so many times where they'll have like videos on TikTok and you hear beep, and it's just like the biggest meme ever. It's a cultural phenomenon where they don't know how to maintain things, and when they're in groups, how their tribes interact, and like there's something genetic memory. Like people in colder climates and people who are in like spaced out places, they tend to be more coherent as a group and like try to like help each other because it's necessity. Like if you go to the country where there's not a lot of people are a lot nicer. Because you don't make friends often, and you respect people because everybody's rare. When you live in a condensed place, people are disposable. You know what I mean? So it changes how you look at the world. That's exactly. But the thing is, part of it is culture, but part of it's some kind of genetic memory. because it doesn't matter where they are. In every single country, there's no white people and everything's always fucked for them. And they blame everybody else. But if you look at the culture and the histories of their culture, they don't have a way to maintain things. And they don't build each other up. It's like, it's very like, if you have, I'm going to fucking kill you to take what you have. I'm not going to build you up. I'm just telling you, I lived in the ghetto. I mean, I lived in the hood. And all my black friends who made it, either they ran away and never came back. The few that tried to build something in the community, they always destroy it. Every fucking time. Every fucking time. And you can go on TikTok and you're gonna hear black people saying this. It's not me saying it. I'm telling you I'm the middle ground, right? I'm a Native American, right? Because I'm Taino Indian, so I'm a Puerto Rican Native American. So like, Puerto Rico used to have these Indian tribes. So that's where I am. So, you know, I'm not really just Hispanic. I'm actually Native. So, I'm in this weird middle zone. But, you have to see it for yourself. What's up, man? Zero-Rat Elohim. What's going on? I mean, but you know, so we have like cultural problems and then you have genetic memory. Like, let me explain it like this. Every animal, when they're born, they know what to eat, what not to eat, what their threats are, what they're supposed to kill. Humans are the only ones that our memories are completely wiped. The only thing we have that's genetically inherited is the critical factor, our moral compass set. Okay? And each culture has that, you're born knowing it's wrong to steal, it's wrong to lie to a certain extent, right? And then you have a cultural imprint from your teaching, from like your religion, your social group. And that's why we have so many fucking problems with the religious people, because it's hypnosis, how you absorb information. Like Christians, Muslims, and Jews have a serious problem getting new information because of the way that their brains are formed from reading words in a certain order. It's the lexicon, like the way that they read things. So the way that they'll rationalize, you know, like for instance, like, you know, if you look at those three religions, the Muslims and the Jews are very similar. You know what I mean? The only difference between like the Zionists and the Muslims is that the Muslims say what they're going to do out loud and the Zionists hide it. You know what I mean? So everyone's all fucked up. The human race is fucked. They've been like programmed by demons, and you know they're fucking just running around with their fucking heads running around like fucking retards. Pompen or Pompeii? Yes, everyone's fucked. You know, it's the apocalypse. You know, the tribulations are starting. Everybody thinks that, you know, that they have a right to fucking make a mess, and everybody's better than the other person. You know, like if you want to think about the aliens that designed us, each race was put in a different area with different attributes and was supposed to like trade, and through the differences in the different places, we became like a stronger place. You know, you go to like one country and they're you know, they fucking grow bananas. The other country grows rice, and the other country fucking has iron. The other country has oil. You know, and like each country, each race does things very well. Like for instance, white Europeans, you know, they're fucking, you know, pale as fuck with thin noses because they live in the fucking mountains where the air's very thin. Black people were fucking flat, fat noses with wide noses. Why? Because they're in the fucking desert where the fucking air is spread apart. You know, we're literally made to be in a specific zone doing a specific thing. And the rulers fucked everything up. They fucked the balance of the universe up. Is that racist to say it? I mean, like, let's be fucking real. Our physical body, the machine, was designed to live in a specific area. You know, like altitude, you know, how much, you know, water, sea level. You know, some people are freshwater people, some people are saltwater people. You're not what? You're not what? I don't understand. Send my mom? My mom would fucking beat you to death. You don't want me to send my mom. My mom would fuck you up. The last thing you want is a crazy Puerto Rican woman. My mom will kill you. And I'm not saying that this, like, I'm saying my mom is a fucking crazy bitch. Okay? I don't hang out with my mom because my mom will fuck you up. I mean, he has a fucking weird, fake Jewish name, and he's fucking trying to, like, make believe he's Arab. He's an idiot. He's a troll. Yeah, but, like, last thing he wants is my mom, bro. Fucking crazy. I watched my mom crucify a woman once, like, when I was a kid. She took this fucking, like, really fucking big white lady, and she got into a fight with her, and there's a chain link fence, and they have, like, the little metal pieces on the bar, and she fucking was beating this woman's ass, and then took her arm and slammed it into the fence, and the metal fence came through her arm, and she couldn't get it out, and she was just beating the fuck out of this woman. And that's a shame, because, like, you shouldn't hate people for just being a person, but you have to be somewhat prejudiced. If someone's walking around in like army fatigues and a machine gun, you have to think, what are they gonna do? If someone says, like, they listen to fucking hip hop and fucking, like, their pants are down to their ass and they're fucking like, oh, blah, 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 and they have a fucking gun on them, what are you gonna do? Is it prejudice? No. If you have a fucking religion that says, we want to take you over and fucking cut your fucking kids' heads off, it's a fucking problem. Okay? This guy's just a retard. Don't worry about him. He has fucking mental issues. Let's get rid of him. Bye-bye. I just erased him from existence. So, yeah, I mean, it's a shame, though, because, like, in every religious group, like, I know Muslims, I know Jews, I know fucking Christians, and they're very good people. They don't really understand their own religion. They don't pay attention, and, like, if you tell them, if they see that, they're not going to be able to accept it, because then they have to leave the group. But, for instance, the Talmud, if you've read the fucking Talmud and you're still Jewish, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? Like, we should not be supporting people who fucking follow a book like that. Like, it should be illegal, right? Then you have, like, the Muslims. Like, they're literally talking about, like, they're supposed to conquer everybody and kill everyone. That's not cool. And then you have the Christians who follow the King James Bible. The guy was a homosexual demon worshiper who fucking wrote the largest fucking witchcraft fucking Gomorrah in history, and then he decided to rewrite the Christian Bible and take a whole bunch of shit out, and then they followed that like it's law. It's all fucked up. Who, me or a fucking Zirat Elohim, whatever the fuck his name is? That guy's not going anywhere. That guy's a fucking retard. I'll go. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll go anywhere. Bro, listen, man. I was an orphan, the fucking worst time to live in New York City, running around the streets like you've never seen anything as fucked up as New York City between the 70s and the 90s. So, but I'll tell you want to see some shit, go look up New York City in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Like, it was a fucking war zone. I was patrolling fucking New York Times Square in the early 90s. They were selling crack out of the fucking the little grocery stores with the bulletproof glass, and it has like this revolving globe, and like literally you're on the street in Times Square and you can knock on the window and they'll give you fucking crack. People were selling, we were literally tackling crackheads and crack dealers right in fucking broad daylight on 42nd Street. Every day. Like, every day we're busting fucking drug dealers all fucking day long in the middle of the street. Prostitutes, fucking, it's fucking. Did I see Tupac in my time? No, I never seen Tupac. Not in person, anyway. I might have, you know what I mean? Like, cause like, but there's like a million fucking people, you know what I mean? No, people, they don't understand how bad New York was. When I was a little kid, I was like 4 years old at Halloween, right? My mom took me to go to my grandma's house, like the week of Halloween, Halloween Eve or something. And I get off the bus on Pickett Avenue, and there was like a gang war, all right? Like at least like 30 to 50 black dudes, right? And I'm like this little kid, 3, 4 years old, in like a plastic Cookie Monster costume. and my mom and me getting off the bus, and they're literally just like throwing eggs and rocks at each other, and they started throwing rocks at me. Okay, I was 3 or 4 years old. Imagine like 30 black dudes throwing rocks at a fucking 3-year-old. Okay, so that was New York. A lot of it's happening in real life, but not as much as people think. It depends where you live. Most people just want to live their fucking life and just live like a normal person. But the way the world works is very strange because you have, for instance, in New York, right? And I lived in this weird, I walked the middle ways around everything. I used to fucking literally deal with poor people and like the super wealthy. I mean like money that would make you sick. And I had a lot of jobs where I would do like undercover things and I would like, work in places. But there's one thing I had to do. I was doing this gig and they asked me I had to go in as a handyman to go do something, right? So I go into this, and you go and you see this building. It's like a normal like skyscraper type of building. And you walk in front and there's like homeless people and shit sitting in front. You go through and there's like a key card barrier thing and you walk in. And like all of a sudden it gets like space age, and you get on the fucking elevator, and as you go, now you're in this fucking like you're in the elf land, okay, marble floors and shit. And I go up to like the fucking 60th or 70th fucking floor, whatever the fuck it was, and they open the door, and the entire fucking place is windows, like 20-foot fucking high. The whole place is just windows. Okay, and the amount of money in this fucking place is disgusting. And this is just one small example to like make you understand. You would think you're outside, there's homeless people everywhere. Next thing you know, you're in this fucking lavish penthouse with billionaires. Okay, one of my friends he was the son of like a fucking banking heir, and you would never expect it. And you go to his fucking come by my place. I go by his fucking house, and it's just like a normal apartment building. You go in the fucking building, you go upstairs, it's literally a fucking 3-floor triplex apartment overlooking Manhattan, right next to the... So the reason I'm trying to explain this to you is there's like layers of society that live on top of each other that you don't see, that you would never expect. Like the super wealthy and the fucking ghetto people can sometimes be so close together and you never see that, they don't know that they're next to each other. It's very strange. Why? Because I fucking want to. Bye-bye. Why did I ban your account? Because this is my house. I do what I want. Why'd you ban my account? Yes, it would be racist to not let black people buy guns. It's the problem is letting people who are fucking psychopaths buy guns. And the thing is, in my opinion, everyone should be armed. The most, and I don't care where you live, every single person should be armed at all times. Because if you don't have the right to defend your own life, how can you say anything? You're not free, you're nothing. And every time a country takes away the weapons from the citizens, bad things happen. If not from the government overtaking their power, other people come in. Look what's happening to Europe. Because you have all these fucking crazy migrants that don't give a fuck about your morals, who think that they have a right to kill you, and you can't defend yourself. Yes, stricter gun laws is anti-Republican. I'm not saying, I think there should be less gun laws. Gun laws aren't the problem. The gun laws, gun laws are a problem. The guns are not a problem. It's the people and the culture that's a problem. And, when you have bad guys with guns surrounded by a lot of good guys with guns, those guys get fucking shot. And it ends real quick. Like, all this, protesting with the liberal, crazy socialist people, they're only doing that shit in areas where people aren't allowed to have guns. They're not fucking around in the South. They're not doing that shit in Florida. They're not doing that shit all over North Carolina. They only do it in the fucking places where they can get away with it. Everywhere else is real fucking quiet. They're not fucking around out here. I'll tell you that right now. They're not going in the Christian country. They're not going to the Bible Belt because they will get fucking shot. That's why it's peaceful. The only thing that stops bad people is equal force from good people. You know? I mean, I would love to live in a pacifist world, you know, where everybody's fucking hunky-dory, but it's not the reality. The reality is there's fucking bad people who don't give a fuck, who will hurt you just for fun. And if you don't have a way to hurt them first when they're trying to attack you, you're fucked. There's decent black people everywhere. The problem is culture. Like, it doesn't matter what country you're in. There's good black people, there's good everybody. You know, it's just that in every culture, you have a bad part of the culture. And when it comes down to, like, you know, black bad culture, it's very, very obviously fucking immoral and terrible. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, you know, in, like, the Muslim bad culture, for instance, they at least make believe that they have some higher moral superiority. Oh, we can kill you because, you know, you're not as, you know, religious as us, or you will have your hair out. And they at least have a reason that they think they're morally superior in some weird way. The black culture doesn't have that. They just don't give a fuck. They don't care. That's the thing. Like, Chinese ghetto culture. Go to New York and see Chinatown, the ghettos in Chinatown. And, like, it's different now, but in the 80s and 90s, the Chinese gangs were crazy. You know what I mean? They were fucked up. Oh, yeah, there's some hardcore fucking solid patriots. Like, there's, like, a lot of black Trump supporters. A lot. Like, there's a lot more. Trump won the popular vote, like, by 70%. Like, he won most of the black people. Like, I'm telling you, look up the black fatigue thing on TikTok. The black fatigue meme is hilarious because everyone's talking about it. It's not me making it up. I'm just repeating the observations to you. You know? Oh my, I used to hang out with the Chinese gangs all the time. Chinese gangs were crazy in the 90s. Like, crazy. What time is it? All right. Well, I hope this was an educational segment. I gotta start getting ready. They just landed. All right. Thanks for keeping me awake and come. Oh yeah, bro. The Chinese gangs were vicious. I used to hang out with them in the pool halls, and they would have fucking shotguns under the pool tables. Like, fucking, the guys were nuts. Guys were fucking nuts. But the thing with the Chinese gangs, they didn't fuck with other races, but they were brutal to each other. Brutal. You know what I mean? They were crazy. I got stories, but I'm not gonna tell them. All right, man. I gotta get ready for my peoples that coming in. Then, as I say, I love you. Great for your presence, price of gratitude. Be safe. You know. Don't be racist, but definitely be prejudiced. There's a difference. Okay. If you see somebody who's likely gonna do something bad, it's not wrong to run away. I don't care what race they are. All right, man. See you guys soon.